This is my review of the red dot sight. So in the box, it comes with two different Allen keys. It comes with a spare pair of batteries, and the unit came with batteries all already inside of it. They're just kind of inside this little side door, so you don't actually have to put them in once you get it. It's ready to go. Instruction manual. And the sight itself, overall, it feels really well constructed. It's made out of airplane grade aluminum. You can see that there's a kind of anti-glare coating on the lens. And again, it does require batteries. I kind of like the ones where you can just recharge them, because finding these little batteries is sometimes a little bit of a pain. The Picatinny rail on the bottom has two adjustment screws, so you can get it on there nice and tight. This screw in the middle here, I did find it a little bit thick, so it's a little bit harder to get on the railing than some other ones I've tried. But here's an example. Here's a 20 millimeter rail. You just have to make sure that the this bar goes in between one of these joints here, and then kind of just snaps on there, and then you can tighten it up. And it comes with a few adjustment screws, so you can adjust the aim, so right and left here, and then another one at the very top for up and down. Turning it on, you just hold down this button for about 3 seconds, and then it'll turn on. It may not come through very well in the video, but you can kind of see the red dot on the top here. And if you tap the power button quickly, it'll change the brightness level. So at the very bottom, it doesn't even show up on the camera, but I can still see it with my eyes. And then I think there's 4 different brightness settings. So it's a little bit hard to see because the video isn't sort of focusing on the red dot. Maybe if I can zoom in a little bit. There you go. You can get a better idea of what it looks like. And there's a bunch of different versions of it. There's kind of like the bullseye, the plus, just a single dot, which is maybe what I probably use the most, etc. So then there's another sort of style on the end there as well. It's not coming through in the video very well, but it actually does look quite clear. I tend to get halos if I look at bright lights, like if I look at a street light or car lights in the dark. So if I have this on the brightest setting, I'll also see quite a bit of halo effect around the reticule. But thankfully, again, you can dim it on lower settings. It works out fine for me. And another great setting that it has a auto off button. So after an hour of you not using it, it'll just turn off. So that's great. So you don't have to worry about forgetting it on and then killing all of your batteries after a single use. Guns are a little bit harder to come by in Canada, so I'm just going to be using this on like Airsoft and Nerf. But you're going to need an adapter for, say, like Nerf. I think it'll work on Airsoft depending on the gun that you have. But there's a quick look of what it looks like while it's on. So right now on the Amazon website, this comes in 2 different colors, black and sand. Sand's a little bit more expensive, and it goes for about $61 Canadian, and then $54 for the black. Oh, and right now there is a 10% off. So overall, I would say it's reasonably well constructed. It feels pretty solid. All sort of nice metal parts. It's nice to have the anti-glare. It's really easy to switch, between the different reticules. The auto off feature is really nice to have. The only thing I might change is just to make it rechargeable instead of having to put these batteries in there. I haven't tested out long enough to say exactly how long they last, but if you're going to the outdoors for this for a bit, then just make sure to bring some extra batteries, so just in case they run out, you're not left wanting. But overall, pretty great little unit.
Airsoft gun. So the coloring of this I was quite surprised. I know it was sand colored, and I like it actually quite a bit better. Sand generally tends to be a lot more tan, and this is still tan, but it's a darker tan, almost has a bit of green in it, and I really quite like the color. So anyway, more of a cosmetic thing, but one of the things that I really wasn't expecting is just the heft of the body. So it is, it does go to a little bit of the construction, or at least the durability. The casing and the construction of the body of the site is quite good. There should be, that doesn't necessarily speak to the durability of the electronics inside it, but the body isn't going to fall apart and drop pieces and stuff if you have it on your gun out playing around. It's relatively simple to operate. On the side, there is a button. It does have some water resistance to it. So it's a rubber overmolded button. So you press and hold that for a couple seconds. And there we go. We can see that we can get, there we go, get the dot in there. So that brings us to the back here. So the back, there's a 3-way switch. Click that over one. And then we get, it's hard to pick up here. I'll try to zoom in on that. So there is just the cross. And then that's more of the EOTech style, where it's the ring with the dot in the middle. And then all the way over, you've got a simple circle with a dot in the middle. So you've got three or four? Oh yeah, and then you've got just the 4. So you've got just a simple dot on there as well. So overall, it's pretty nice. The button, you could hear me struggle with that a little bit. You'd be hard pressed to accidentally bump this. It does require a reasonable amount of force to move, but not so much that it's not usable. It's just, it does require a bit of force, so you're not going to bump it by accident, which I think is great. It does have adjustments for sighting it in. So you've got right and left adjustment on here, and then you've got up and down adjustment on the top. They do supply Allen keys to adjust, as well as it does have a Picatinny rail mount. So there's 2 screws to adjust for that as well. And then you've got your battery compartments out front. It takes a very strange battery pack. So it looks like it's 3 of the small, I think they're N-size caps. So 3 N-size batteries kind of molded together. So I don't know if you have to buy them that way, or if you could really just jam 3 of those N-size batteries in. But you do get a spare set of batteries with it. So there's one in it, making it work, and then this one came as a spare. So overall, for the money, I'm quite happy with the quality, and I look forward to getting it out for some further testing. But overall, I'm impressed, and like I said, look forward to testing it a little bit harder outside when it gets a little bit nicer.
International Remedy Firearms here today doing a review of the Feyachi RS30 Reflex red dot sight. Fantastic sight. Just going to go to straight showing you. It's got windage adjustment right on the top. Elevation windage right on the side, on the top. One-click adjustment, very, very easy. I've gotten 2 now from them so far. Both of them had no problems. Good thing about them, though, is if you let them know you're having an issue with their stuff at all, they are more than willing to jump right in and help you out. As an added little bonus, you are going to be getting a look at the 3x, 5x zoom by Feyachi as well. Fantastic sight, considering most of them start at about $150. This one is $79.95 on Amazon. You really can't beat that. Really can't. Just a simple magnifier. 3x to 5x, you just rotate this. little wheel here. That way for 5 time. That way for 3, but works absolutely phenomenally. Like I said, Picatinny rails. The magnifier does line up perfectly with this red dot sight. I saw a lot of questions on Amazon asking, "Hey, can it can the magnifier co-witness the sight?" Yes, it absolutely can, absolutely perfectly. Also, nice and easy flip to side on the magnifier, and you are back to. Oh, almost dropped it there. And you are back to a regular red dot. Absolutely phenomenal sight. Like I said, got a little tint to the front there. Easy Picatinny rail. They actually send you. We'll refer to the box now. But they actually send you an Allen wrench. This one works for both the sides and also for the adjustment settings on the top and the side. But like I said, fantastic sight. Here's a little zoom out how it'll look on your rifle. Absolutely phenomenal looking sight. Could not ask for better for $50, absolutely. Buttons for turning it up, turning the brightness up, right there. You'll hold it down to turn it off. One click to turn the brightness up. Very easy, very simple to use. Like I said, does co-witness perfectly. Doesn't look like it, but it does not impede your sight at all. It is absolutely perfect. Thank you for watching.
I just wanted to do a really quick review on this Feyachi sight. I think it's the RS30. I bought it about 2.5 years ago, actually, and I bought this one, and the little rubber cap came off. I believe that was because I put it was sitting underneath my car seat, and it would be pushed down like that, and so maybe it rubbed off or something, and with a good amount of force, I'm sure you could pull this one off too. But I reached out to Feyachi. They happily sent me a new one right away, which I was super pleased with, because honestly, it could have been my fault, but yeah, so that I have two now. This one has been on my Air9 under my truck seat for the past about 2.5 years then, I guess. And so you can see it's still held up pretty well. There's a little bit of rust here on that bolt, and then down there. It's not like I ever got this thing soaking. It was just through the winter and things like that. Moisture gets in the car when you're kicking off your ski boots and stuff like that. So that's probably where that came from. I just had to replace the battery this week for the first time. It's not shake awake. It's not always on. I leave it turned off unless I'm taking it out to shoot. So I'm not sure the battery life is the greatest thing in the world, because I didn't take it out that often. But I mean, it's lasted 2 years. So, and these are the batteries it comes with. So yeah, things I was a little bit worried about is when you change the reticles, it's this rotation thing right here. And so I was worried that that would shift the zero, because you can see it rotates through. It's not just like an on-off switch sort of an idea where you just click through. So I thought that would shift to 0. I actually never noticed any problems with that, because it does kind of like jump to the middle once you get the correct optic reticle there. So yeah, overall, super impressed with it. What I wanted to do was, because I never did anything rigorous with it, I never torture tested it, it was never in the elements or anything, and you can see the circuit board, obviously through that hole, but also just under the rail there a little bit. It's hard on the camera. So I didn't think it was going to be super watertight. So what I actually just barely did was I just dunked it underwater just to kind of see. And you can see I'm going to do that right now. And we'll shake off the water so it's not blocking the emitter. But it seems like it's working just fine still, which is pretty cool. So yeah, it might be a lot more durable than I thought. I never had any issues with it whatsoever. Super happy with the company, super happy with the optic, held 0 great. Again, never did any rigorous testing in it, but seemed to hold up great, especially the price.
You know, even if it's their flashlights or their lasers, you know, their products are great. I recommend it to anybody. So, if you have an AR, definitely gotta get you one of these. Definitely. Definitely gotta get you one of these.
Quick review here, just unboxed this red dot sight by Feyachi. It's called the RS30 Reflex. Wanted to go through a few features and just some of the things I noticed about it. So first thing off the bat, I noticed it's got a nice matte finish. Obviously you wouldn't want glare on a sight. The lens is coated with an anti-glare coating. And then there's actually multiple options for your red dot. I assumed this was just, when I ordered, I actually assumed it was just a typical dot reticle, but it actually has multiple options here. There's a reticle with a tiny dot in the middle, kind of a crosshairs. There's your typical dot. There's your typical reticle. And then there's a circle with a micro dot in the middle. And there's of course adjustments for windage and elevation here and here. And you get the wrenches. It comes with the wrenches to make those adjustments. So I guess you'd want to bring those to the range with you. On top of that, the operation is pretty simple. It's this rubber press button, single press operation, but the multiple presses would adjust the brightness of the reticle itself. So I'll try to demonstrate here if I can get this lined up. There's dim, brighter, brighter, and so on. I believe there's 5 levels of brightness. Anyway, your obvious mounting system here. And yeah, so I'm excited to put this on the rifle and get it out to the range and sight it in and see how it works. A couple other things included with it: extra battery, microfiber cloth for wiping smudges off the lens, and then of course the manual. So yeah, I'll probably come back and adjust my review once I've had a chance to shoot with it, but overall, definitely very impressed with the price point.
Hey everyone, I just recently got this Feyachi RS30 Reflex sight. Got it in the mail pretty quick, pretty reasonable price. Come with all the little gadgets. It's a nice wide lens, all made out of metal. Feels really sturdy bought. No loose shaking or anything. When you turn the knob, it stays locked. It doesn't just wiggle, so there's no wiggle in it. Button is quick. Has 4 different modes. Very bright. I've used it on my airsoft rifles and my AR. I really love it. It doesn't wiggle. It's easy to adjust. And I recommend all Feyachi products. I have a flashlight I just recently bought as well from them. Used it in an abandoned hospital when I went and played airsoft, and was not disappointed by any of it.